Hey everybody, so it's been a while since I've done some chemtrailing stuff. These videos are from mid-August to today. Some of them, the ones from today are going to be taken from Philadelphia. And I just commented like a little bit ago on Just Looking for Truth channel um, that, I mean, when you're living in a city, right, how many people live in a city, especially Philadelphia? And I'm pretty sure that I'm not sure these are all in like different order, but I'll try to point them out when I see them. But you know, how many people when they see this stuff, like what did I mean? It was literally rows after row after row after row of chemtrails. You know, how do you not see that? You know, how do you not know that it's going on? You know, I just don't understand it. What are they looking at? See, this is at me at the train station today, and this is in North Wales train station, and you can see it. I mean, look at how fanned out that is. And I mean, just streaks after streaks. And it was worse in the city, but I need to point out these next photographs coming up here. So when we had that supermoon back in September, I've always had a challenge with telling people about chemtrailing at nighttime, especially when it comes to like posting stuff online. Because I mean, I don't have a night vision camera. Like I don't. Cameras don't really take photos that well unless it's somehow bright. And because of the supermoon, I was able to take these photographs. And as you can see, there was clearly chemtrailing going on that night. This is around 1 in the morning when I was out, had my telescope out looking at the moon, um, and it was awesome. It was really cool. I have special filters to look at the moon so it's not so bright, but um, you know when it I don't understand where these things come from when I hear people say, "Oh, why don't they chemtrail at night?" I don't. I think people say that because they don't actually spend because they don't. These people also don't believe that chemtrailing goes on during the daytime either. And my hypothesis is that they're just not outside at all to see this stuff. So like, oh, how does it happen at night? Well, probably because you're not outside, you know. And something funny about going outside, you know, something I've noticed for a long time now is people love wearing sunglasses. You know, everybody all day, every day, they gotta have their sunglasses on. I don't know if this is some type of like ego thing or like some type of like subconscious fear mechanism that's working in them. Um, where like they don't want their eyes, like they don't want people seeing their eyes. Like when I talk to someone, I always look in their eyes. Like I have no problem with that. And it's just if it's cloudy out, if it's sunny out, if it's overcast, if it's, you know, the sun's not even out, if it's like early morning or like late afternoon and it's dark out, they still have sunglasses on. If they're in their car, if they're, you know, out for a walk, if they're, you know, wherever, like they're still. See, this is me right here in Philadelphia today, right? How and this is when I was just going into the art museum. Like it was worse. Like when I came out later, like it all fanned out and it was just giant chemmed over stuff. I didn't bother taking any more because I just don't really. What else is there to prove? You know, like this. I've kind of hit a bit of a brick wall when it comes to the geoengineering stuff. Like I'm still planning on passing out more pamphlets, and I have a pamphlet that I'm working on my own pamphlet. It's basically just a modified version of the one I was handing out with more pertinent information on it, and I'm gonna finish that up by the time semester ends, so that I can hand those out with my printing credits left over at the end of this semester. So, but uh, yeah. So getting back to that sunglasses thing, everybody's wearing sunglasses, man. I mean, I don't understand it. Like the only time I wear sunglasses is when I'm riding my bicycle because I don't want shit flying in my eyes. Like I don't want to be, when I'm riding alongside the road or something, I don't want to, sand or dust or whatever, little rocks flying up in my face, which they do. So that's why I wear them. But it's like people are like moles. They're living like moles, like underground rodents. It's really strange. Like once you really notice, and some of these all the videos are going at 1.5x speed, so I don't have to make a half hour long video. But I mean, look at this. I mean, look at the sky right here. I mean, what do you say? Like, what can you tell someone to make them understand what's going on in the sky? I really don't like. Do do people watch weather, right? Like this is a concept that I've kind of been trying to wrap around my head. Is like, does anyone actually watch the weather, right? It sounds strange, but like it's something. It only sounds strange because of how I don't know, just because of the time we're living in, like because I guess people like you have to actually be. It's something that you need to keep your mind on, right? Like whenever you're out and about, you actually look up in the sky, you see what the clouds look like, you see what the sky's doing around you to understand the weather that's around you. So I watch the weather. I don't go on TV to watch my weather. I don't even use like Wunderground.com, that one weather website. I don't use any websites to get my weather. Um, the only time I do use them is when there's some type of like extreme thing going on, and I look at it to see what they say, and usually what they say, like if it's a sunny day out on the websites, I look outside and it's completely chemmed over. Like it's like this right here. It's like there's no blue sky at all, yet the website will say sunny day. So it's really so that concept of like, people watching weather, you know, are they watching weather on TV? Are they actually participating in real life? Because this is what's going on. Like like a weekly occurrence. It takes them days of piling up chemtrails and all. They start out as those little contrails of is I explained in my last geoengineering video, those little chemtrails that don't last very long, and then they get thicker and thicker over time, and they build up and they last longer, and until they look like this, and then they fan out until the sky is completely chemmed over. And so it drives me bonkers because I tell people about these things, and I don't really get any feedback. People just kind of like, just skirt around the issue. I don't really know, and especially when I talk to like older people, they don't really. Like it's almost like they just want to die. Like they just want to watch the Cubs win the World Series, right? Like as soon as the Cubs won the World Series, like everyone came out of their, fanatical Cub, wannabe closets, and all of a sudden they have like this thing to talk about for a day, and then the next day they'll be like, "Oh, did you hear about the Podesta emails that Hillary made? WikiLeaks stuff, and then the next day they'll talk about, I don't know, Wiener's nude photographs, that one New York guy, right? And the next day it'll be like, oh, Lindsay Lohan, right? Every day there's like a little thing for people to talk about, and that's really what all this shit is. It's just people just being able to blah blah blah, and be completely passive in their own life and not take any control over themselves, and just to extend further and further into this like withering decay of humanity. Of every day people are being debased more and more, and that's the way I see um, everything now. Is just it's one more step towards debasement, towards demoralization, towards I don't know, hatred, towards division, towards just being a lesser human being, a more divided person. So where and let's because it's coming up, right? The elections. So you have the elections going on, and if you look at all the previous elections, it just gets worse and worse and worse as time goes on. Like the people get more debased, and they divide more and more. And that's just one example of how that stuff kind of works. Um. So yeah, I don't know. This is like this white dove that this is the second white dove I've seen in like a year and a half. It was pretty cool to see. I was like, what is this thing doing outside my apartment here? But I don't know. It was cool. I tried like singing to it and see if it would like fly over to me like I would be like Snow White or something, but it didn't. Just kind of sat there for a long time just looking at stuff. But yeah, they're still chemtrailing, still spraying the stuff all over the place. Things are just getting things are getting weirder and weirder as days goes on. But I'm not stressing out too much over this stuff anymore. Um, all the stressful stuff that I kind of experience now it's the same exact stressful stuff that I've been experiencing for years on end. So I'm kind of yeah, I'm just kind of relaxing now. I got a lot of stuff going on. I'd rather you know rather just chill, especially with this geoengineering stuff. I definitely haven't been putting out videos like I used to, but I don't know. I don't really feel like doing it all that much. I mean, this is from like August, or like all like the some of the videos are from August, and I don't know. But what can you do? Every day you just you know tell one person about something, or you just learn something. Read a book. Make yourself more enlightened, because everyone else, they don't really mean much. They don't really mean anything at all. Um, so just keep talking to people. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just decide to not talk to anybody, especially about this stuff. Some days people talk to me and I don't even reply to them. I just ignore them. Some days I'll be talkative. Some days I won't. Just how I feel now. Really tired with all this stuff that's been in like the truth of communities and the all this other stuff. A lot of hatred, a lot of like fear mongering, a lot of end of days type of shit. You know. Oh, look at that! Look at those contrails, huh? Look at those contrails flying by. Come on, give me a break. All right. Yep, that's pretty much what's going on over here. Same old, same old. Fucking helicopters flying all over the place. So many helicopters. I don't even know what they're doing out here, and you know, like the suburbs, almost, uh, almost out in the prairies of Pennsylvania. I mean, I don't know what the hell they're doing. It's like half farmland out here, pretty much. So whatever. Fucking helicopters. What the hell do the pilots think? What the hell do the pilots think? I have a airport near here that flies little Cessnas. Like, what the hell are those guys thinking? Do they think the Earth is flat? You know, do they notice that their gyro leveling equipment like never changes? I don't know, man. This is a giant joke. This whole place. The only thing we can really do is just make ourselves better and prepare ourselves for death, and on our way to death just try to be, try to lift up some people, because who knows, maybe that will pay itself in the end. You know, I don't know. It's all a game. I don't know. Whatever. I'm gonna be doing other videos, but geoengineering stuff might be taking a backseat for a while. So, anyways, regardless of my own sluggishness, peace and love, and keep looking up, everybody.